welcome to my channel. And I'm also going to be going into Grace Textiles for a couple of kitchen mats. Well, guys, I lucked out at the store. They had some very, very nice carpets and rugs. And I actually found the perfect size, one smaller one for under the sink, and one longer one that runs across the cooking side, you know, the side where I cook. And it covers the cooktop and the counter space all the way up almost to the sliding door. But the colors went right. I was actually looking for white. I found off-white, and I don't have too much against off-white. It's just that when it gets dirty, it's really drab looking. So I think I'm going to keep looking. Now I'm off to pick up some ingredients for my pizza. Hi guys, I'm home now, and I don't have that much of a haul, but I show you what I bought at the grocery store, and then we'll get started on the pizza. By the way, I'm just loving my new room divider, and it's exactly what I wanted. It was so easy to put together, and it took me 2 hours. And I can finally say, with some pure happiness and joy and relief, that I finally had a good experience with IKEA. I mean, putting together the furniture. Now, these are the items that I was running low on, and I really need them when I stuff these beautiful artichokes. I normally do this every week. I usually stuff a couple of them. I slice them in half. And if I haven't shown you yet how I do these, I'm going to show you very soon. And so there is the breadcrumbs. These are already seasoned, and they are very good breadcrumbs. I love using these. Lemon juice and some fig-flavored balsamic condiment, some bone broth, and some of these little cubes of Italian bacon. And I also am going to be breading some of these portobello mushrooms, but not in today's vlog. I also picked up some capers. These are fantastic with the stuffed artichokes. And I was also running low on some pantry items, and I just love these capellini. I am dying to try to make these myself, but every time I try, I fail. They're very tricky for me to make, but I'm going to keep on trying. I love these. And some red beans and some dry oregano. Sometimes I buy it fresh too. And some dried porcini. Those also go well with the stuffed artichokes. So guys, I also picked up some of this beautiful yellow corn. I prefer this to the peaches and cream, and unfortunately they only had one package, so I grabbed it. And I adore this dip. I don't know what it is. I can't seem to pass it up. Lately, I've been just craving this. And so I like the store-bought better than the one that I make. So I just keep buying it. And now these are the ingredients that I picked up for the pizza. And I decided that I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to make 2 small pizzas, and I'll remake the other one that I made last week properly this time with the proper olives. And if you can see, hold on. These are the lovely, luscious, wrinkled elephant skin olives that I love to use on this pizza. And that's the main ingredient for both of these pizzas that I will be making. And they don't taste right without these olives. And so if you don't like these olives, I guess you're out of luck. And there is the Parmigiano Reggiano cheese that I'm going to be using. And for this one particular pizza, I decided to pick up 3 tiny potatoes because my fridge is full of huge yellow potatoes. But this one calls for slices of small potato, and I'm using yellow potato for this one. And zucchini, and onion. I'm going to be using a couple of types of onion, also white onion. And so this is for the one that I made last week, these peppers. I'll just simply redo it with onion and olive and cheese. And for this other pizza, just onion, zucchini, and potatoes, and some of that. And also calls for a lot of rosemary, which I have right over here. I haven't started making them yet, Micha. I also picked up a little fruit for the week, and I picked up some grapes, some clementines, and surprise, another watermelon. So guys, it's about almost 80 degrees in here. It's a very warm day. And I started out with long sleeves today because I didn't realize how warm it would become. And so I'm waiting for it to cool off. But just to let you know, I'm going to follow the same routine that I followed last time I made pizza. And I seen that I've already prepared the onions and vegetables and sliced them up. I'm going to work on the pastry dough, the pizza dough, and while the pizza crust is rising, I'm going to cook the ingredients for both pizzas. And I have to remember this time to use a little more olive oil because the vegetables and especially the onions tend to remain a little rubbery, and so I want to make sure that they're extra cooked and a lot more cooked than what I would normally do. And without those wrinkled elephant skin olives, these pizzas would be almost nothing. And so that is why, because I like these olives so much, these are my 2 favorite pizzas of all times, and I hope they turn out. Also, guys, before I forget, I just wanted to clarify something that I kind of didn't emphasize last time I made pizza, is that first you will mix in terms of the pizza crust, the first step is always mixing in the warm water and sugar or syrup, whatever, with the yeast. And this involves making it's more like a whisking. And hold on. For those of you who have stand-in mixers like I do, this is what you would normally use to mix in the water and the yeast and the sugar before you actually add in the flour. And so this is what you use, and it becomes very bubbly and frothy. And after you let that yeast and water set with all its bubbles for about 10 minutes, you go in with the flour and the dough hook. And so after that, it's smooth sailing. Hi guys, so this is how the pizza turned out, and I trimmed the uneven edges, and so it left me with two perfect halves. And I wanted to let you know that I did not pre-cook my pie crusts this time because I was kind of pressed for time, and I just thought that they would probably turn out just as nice, and they did. Look at that beautiful, fluffy focaccia crust. I have to let you know that I always use bread flour to make my bread and my pizza crust. And so I can't begin to tell you how delicious and what a big difference the black olives make. And they're both such delicious pizzas. But I'm also letting you know that I really went to town on the olive oil, and I wanted to try to replicate my mother's pizza skills here, because she used to use quite a generous amount of olive oil, even before the ingredients went on top of the pizza. And so I have to say that the olive oil also makes an incredible difference. And a half a bucket of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese too. So yes, those are the secrets, and look at how beautiful. It is incredible to me that I could turn out such two beautiful and delicious pizzas.